Lock and Load Monday. That was an SKS from Night Strike and somewhere on the East Coast.
South Carolina.
So we're broadcasting from the Pineapple Pentagon in Hawaii. There's my pineapple. Some Manischewitz and a Hanukkah holiday menorah there. I hope everybody is getting ready for Christmas. Time of peace and joy, hopefully, for everybody listening. So here we are waiting for the Huma Huma Nuku Nuku Apua'a to swim on by. And so what's up, Night Strike? Anything? You said you had a lot of topics to talk about this week.
I didn't think you were going to hit me on the spot right away. But
yeah, well, my throat's a little under the weather today, so I'm highly medicated. So you're gonna have to help out a little.
Okay, well, I saw a thing on Bearing Arms today that they had a poll done, and apparently more than 60% of Americans see the NRA as good guys.
Yeah, I thought that was the New York Times had a poll.
I don't know if it was the New York Times. It might have been the New York Times or the New York Daily News or something. So, but yeah, apparently
they need to do a poll on themselves.
Yeah, no shit. Well, New York needs to do a poll on itself.
New York Times versus NRA. Who's the good guy?
Oh, I don't think there is a good guy there. Except for the NRA. I'm going to go and do something for you real quick.
So you're going to buy any new guns anytime soon?
Right now, I'm finishing up my gunsmithing degree. I might have mentioned that before. I might not have.
A couple times.
I'm taking a gunsmithing course from Penn Foster. I know they're not the best place to do it, but I just need something to get me in, to get my foot in the door,
Just get an apprenticeship after you get that from somebody who knows what he's doing. The best way to learn is from somebody who does it professionally.
And that's what I was thinking of doing, or I was thinking of just getting a bunch of, those 80% receivers and, just making a bunch of those under a company with an FFL.
Learn from a pro.
Well, I do better learning from experience than I do learning from other people.
Yeah, but I know the feeling, and I'm telling you what to do. So.
Well, I have to tell you this. You aren't my father. I am not going to do what you tell me to.
Which brings us to Star Wars. Malicious Perry Harris, or whatever her name is on MSLSD, said Star Wars is racist because Darth Vader is black. So qualifies for a loony lefty of the day.
James Earl Jones wasn't that bad as Darth Vader.
Yeah, but I think uniform. I think they made the black guy, the Darth Vader, black because he's the bad guy.
Oh, come on. No.
That's what she said. I don't agree with her.
Yeah, and there are millions of Star Wars fans that are going to ban her ass just because they don't want to hear.
And nobody watches MSLSD anyway. I mean, they're already banned.
Yeah, no kidding. But what else is there to talk about? Shit.
The only people that watch that channel are people from Fox who get paid to watch for when they say something stupid so they can put it on there.
Okay, here's another thing that's interesting. Some Democrats, back on the 12th, decided they wanted to put higher taxes on guns and ammunitions because they don't believe that the NFA taxes are enough.
Well, tax and spend.
I mean, they could tax other things, to make more money, but let's be honest, they're not trying to tax the American people because, the government needs more money. We all know the government needs more money. They're trying to tax it to just, deter people from being gun owners.
FOG, funding of government.
Yeah. They're not even doing that. We know you've shown us the debt calendar or the debt clock.
Don't make me put it up, but don't tempt me. We're getting damn near $19 trillion in debt. And
don't say that. Don't say that.
142 trillion in unfunded liabilities like Social Security, taking care of veterans and other commitments. And it's just going to be bad when all that unwinds and the debt bubble pops. When the Roman Empire fell, we had the Dark Ages and we had Charlemagne and the Renaissance, and then the Viking marauders came down and basically, killed everything in Europe. And so they either took...
Actually, the Vikings didn't kill everything in Europe. They just killed all the leaders. They didn't really kill the civilians so much, as long as the civilians, let them rule.
They just took all the gold and food. And so, without food and gold, that pretty much kills everybody. And then what they did was they got paid money not to raid the towns. They got paid off to not, knock over the towns. So the entire continent of Europe was just paying off the Vikings.
So are we saying that liberals are the modern day Vikings?
No, what I'm saying is that when Rome fell, we had the Dark Ages. And then we had the Vikings. And then there were all the towns raised. We had, the Christian knights, basically. They had to raise up knights to defend the towns from, the marauders and the Vikings. And then we had the Crusades. So I think it's going to be all condensed into like a decade of everything, whatever precipitates this, some crazy nuclear strike or some war or terrorist attack or just the debt bubble popping and the world fiat currencies dying, and then, the banking system, failing, and,
So we need the Pope to initiate another crusade on ISIS?
Well, I think we already have. We don't need that. We have Donald Trump to do that instead.
Oh, that's right. We got Trump. And Trump is pro-gun. Well, at least he says he is. We'll see if he actually comes through or not.
Yeah, he'll probably, after he wins the presidency, he'll run to be the Pope next, so he can declare a civil holy war against Muslims.
So we can call him the Grand Poobah.
Something.
The Grand Poobah, Donald Trump, live from New Jersey.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's time we had like a miniature golf course in the Rose Garden, don't you?
Absolutely, I am all for mini golf.
Or at least, he needs to have a target range set up, so he can just go out in the Rose Garden with his 45 whatever and take target practice in the morning.
Does he have a 45? I thought he had a 9.
Now this is gonna cause some controversy. I don't know. We have to do some research.
We may have to do some research on that. If anybody knows, please, tell us.
I thought he had a 45, but I don't know.
I thought he had a 9. At least that's what I had heard. Though I don't have any substantial evidence to prove one way or the other.
Well, we'll know the first time he shoots a reporter.
Well, no, I don't think he'll shoot a reporter.
It'll be somebody from Telemundo.
He might be another Cheney in disguise.
That goes back to Darth Vader and Star Wars being racist.
Or if you want to make fun of someone, just make fun of the previous Pope. He looked more like the Emperor than anyone. And yes, I am Catholic and I can make fun of my own religion, so take that.
Okay.
I mean, if you can't make fun of your own religion and if you can't take a joke about your religion, then, there's not much hope for the world.
There isn't much hope for the world,
Well, not unless we take out ISIS. Otherwise, we're all screwed, right?
Well, the NRA, Oliver North did an NRA news piece on the Peshmerga. And basically, whenever U.S. gives money to help the Peshmerga, they give it to the Iraqi government and it all disappears. So, same thing with the refugees in Kurdistan, part of Iraq, the country that really doesn't exist.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me started there. That's a whole nother story, and that's all Obama's fault. And that's all I'll say.
Well, no, some British generals drew it on a map after World War One. So
yeah, World War One, the best of wars, the worst of wars.
unless you had to charge a Maxim machine gun with a bolt action rifle.
And you were an Australian or a New Zealand troop. You were part of the Anzac Corps.
Yeah, well, it's all in the same spot. The Ottoman Empire.
They were fighting the Ottoman Empire, yeah. Because the Ottoman Empire was allied with.
You saw
Germans.
What was that movie? Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah, I've seen that one. It's been a long damn time though. I haven't seen it in like 20 years.
Yeah, well, it's one of those films that stands up against time. It's a good film.
It is a good film because, you know, our beloved former NRA president Charlton Heston starred in that movie.
He did? No, he wasn't in that movie.
Yeah, I think he was.
No.
Yeah, I think he was.
Nope. Had a lot of great actors, but not him. That's probably why he wasn't in it.
Pretty sure he was.
No, that film had good actors, not just NRA guys.
I thought he was. He was in a bunch of those movies back then, so, you know. He might have been in it, he might not have, who knows. I think he was, though.
Well, he wasn't.
All right, well, you're older than me, so I'll defer to your judgment for now.
All right. Next topic. Oh, Hawaii, we had a interesting case. Let me stop this screen share and pick up another one. State versus Palama. Yeah, let's share this page.
Thank you, No Scope. That's the one I was thinking. He was in Ben-Hur, not the other one.
Judah Ben-Hur was a great film.
Yes, it was.
We keep you alive to serve this boat. We keep you alive to serve this broadcast. Row well and live. Right. So, State versus Paloma. Let me do the screen share. Palama. So this guy goes hunting with his dogs and a knife, hunting pigs. He's a native Hawaiian. Trespasses onto some corporation's land. Simple trespass. They've been hunting up there forever. His father hunted up there forever, and so the corporation people confronted him, detained him, and then the police came and arrested him for trespass. And Hawaiian native hunting. Hawaiians are allowed to hunt. It's a constitutional right, hunting and fishing, the way their ancestors have. And so since he could prove he was Hawaiian and he could prove there was a constitutional right for Hawaiians in the state of Hawaii, the Kingdom of Hawaii laws, then basically he got off of this trespass charge. So I just want to know how I could become a native Hawaiian. Somebody wants to adopt me so I could trespass onto other people's lands. But he was just hunting a pig basically. And when you're in the middle of the jungle, you're just following a trail. You're not like trying to trespass. You're just following where the pig is, right? And when your dogs are trying to find him. And so you're following some hoof prints or some traces or broken leaves or whatever. The jungle all looks alike. If you don't have a compass, you won't even know where you are, except I guess the native Hawaiians do because they've been hunting up there forever. So he crossed over somebody's boundary and, DLNR, Department of Land and Natural Resources, people in charge of the Hawaii gun confiscation squad or whatever it is, busted him for trespass. And he didn't have any guns to take away, unfortunately for them. So he just had dogs and a knife. Basically the dogs just, distract the pig, and so the hunter can come up and stab it and through the spine, through the back of the neck, and then he carries home to feed the pig to feed the family, and friends, because they get pretty big, and they also ruin the streams, and mess up the crops downstream, and so they've been hunting up there for generations and before the state of Hawaii existed. So I thought it was pretty interesting that the DLNR lost another case. And I put the link to that particular case in the description, video description, and you can read it. And I won't waste too much time going through all the precedents because they aren't really gun related, but they are hunting related. And the Pele Defense Fund versus Department of Land and Natural Resources. Must be bad to have to go into court against Pele herself, the fire volcano goddess. But
well, all I have to say is that if you don't want people hunting on your land, put up a damn fence. Even if it's in the jungle, put up a fence.
Keep the pigs out. It'll keep the pig. A fence would keep the pigs out. But
yeah, right.
They've been hunting up there on that mountain forever. So the DLNR is just they're federal. It's a state agency, but they just it's like they get paid per arrest or something, or for every ticket they write. And I wonder how much money this lawsuit cost the state in time of the lawyers had to pay them. Are
you sure they aren't doing this just to make themselves look important so that we keep they're kept around?
How does getting butt fucked in court, by the Pele Defense Fund make you look good?
I'll say the same question to Hillary Clinton on her, let's confiscate everyone guns and install Australian style gun ban.
Here's my thoughts on the whole gun confiscation thing. I think what's happening is that all the politicians know how when the debt clock, gets. I mean, you can't have a national debt, 20 times greater than the, gross domestic product of a country forever before everything just collapses, and every other fiat currency has collapsed. So the history of mankind eventually. So I think they know that they don't want people when the state can't fund the EBT, food assistance cards, and when the banks stop being able to process paychecks, they don't want people showing up at the supermarkets with AKs, for trying to just because they want to get some hamburger helper or something, Did a Costco run this last weekend for not hamburger helper. I got like a big box of contains 16 macaroni and cheese boxes inside it.
Did your Costco also have a alcohol package shop on the side?
It has an alcohol section. They have all kinds of booze. I didn't pick up any booze this trip. I picked up some 8-pack of Vandy Camp's pork and beans. And I've already got a ton of tuna cans and the chili that they sell at Costco, the Cattle Drive chili.
Oh, that shit's good.
Yeah, I like putting it out on chips and melted cheese and throw in some tomatoes and salsa and sour cream, make it into nachos,
Yeah, well, I also like making it, using it as a base and making actual chili, in a slow cooker. That also, you can do it many ways, but adding to something that's already there actually sometimes does make it better.
Yeah, I usually sometimes I cut up tomatoes and put it in there and just let it cook for a while. But so anyway, I'm gonna kill this.
See, food tips from Night Strike and Hawaii Volcano Squad.
So yeah, well, I don't want to run out of food when the just because the stores shelves go dry. So
Well, that's why I've got MREs and canned food. I don't have a lot of MREs, but I have like two or three 5-gallon buckets full of the stuff. Which one is that? Why, are you there still?
yeah. Sorry, I was just drinking some of my Pepsi here.
Oh, I asked you which
It's
ship that was.
That was the Stennis, the John Stennis.
Did they decommission that one?
I don't think so, but I haven't been keeping current on naval carrier deployments. I don't know if it's current rotation, but this isn't a very old picture, so it looks like a nice sunny day somewhere.
Out at sea.
Yeah, well, somebody's got to protect Hawaii.
Oh, that's a Hawaii-based carrier?
Well, a lot of carriers work through Pearl, but I mean, they all get repaired when they turn in at Norfolk, Virginia. But
now, do you know when they go from the Pacific to the Atlantic, whether they use the Panama Canal or do they have to go around because the carriers won't fit in the Panama Canal?
I don't know. They're making them bigger, but I just think it'd be, you don't want to take a risk of being attacked while you're in the canal. Those carriers cost a lot of money to make. But
well, where else? Oh, they'd have to go all the way around South America in order to get to the Atlantic if they didn't go through the canal.
Well, no, not necessarily. They could just sail from Hawaii. They could go to, or San Diego. They go to the Indian Ocean, the Red Sea, go through the Suez Canal.
Oh yeah, they could just keep going west. That would work. It's true.
And they're needed there to, South China Sea, Indian Ocean, Red Sea, Gulf of Arabia, and the Mediterranean.
The good old Med.
Yeah, and so if Russia and Turkey really get into it, Turkey can always nullify Putin's Crimea base by not letting Russian ships through the Bosporus, inlet and outlet to the Baltic Sea, to the Mediterranean. But they haven't done that yet. I don't know how much Putin wants to lean on Turkey.
In one of these Middle Eastern countries near that area, we have like a fleet just based over there. I don't know which one it is, but it's somewhere near the whole Egypt region. We have a whole entire fleet there.
Well, probably off of Italy somewhere.
Probably.
So the admirals can get their Chianti. Well, let's see.
Chianti's always good.
Oh, I love that stuff, man.
What about Amontillado? Do you like that too?
Other than the reference to the Edgar Allan Poe poem, A Cask of Amontillado, I never tried it.
Yeah, it's good too. You should try it sometime.
As long as I don't have to be buried alive in a wall. That's what happened in the Edgar Allan Poe piece that he wrote.
Yeah, we know, but I don't think a wall could contain your Tavor.
Yeah, well, so I rely on my weapons to shoot me out of any Edgar Allan Poe situation. But
so when are you getting a Deagle?
Desert Eagle. Those 44 Magnums look appealing, but I think I'm just going to get one more bolt action rifle, and I don't have a bolt action yet.
You're not going to get it in 50?
Not at this moment. I'm going to get one more bolt action some type soon, but then it's not going to be a 50 cal.
Go big or go home.
I'll keep my money at home and go small. Keep the money. I'm sticking my money in gold and silver right now, as most people know that have been listening. But I don't think there's any rush. Silver hit a new low. The market's always right, so don't fight the market. If it's going down, wait till it goes down some more. I'm not going to pick the bottom, but I figure eventually it'll be worth more than I pay for it. So I don't have to. I'm not in any rush. I'm not telling anybody else what to do with their money. But it's at a new 6-year low, so it is what it is.
It happens.
Yeah. So I think Kona Guns opens up in a couple more days. I'll go have another look at that CZ carbon that they have there.
Which one was it?
527 and 762 by 39.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Do you have any SKS there?
Yeah, he has SKS.
You might want to look at one. Maybe an SKS, just as nice.
I think I like. Well, I'd rather have a new gun than a old surplus, but that's just me.
Well, tried and true.
Well, the CZ is a Mauser design bolt, so.
Okay. You did say you wanted a bolt action, and this is semi, so I'll give you that.
Yeah, but I think I'm gonna be pulling back on the gun buying thing, and I don't know. I feel like I have plenty of rifles and handguns, so.
That's not very gun channels.
Well, I don't know. I don't need more than I've got right now. I've got Tavor, an AK, shotgun, Benelli.
You'll have to show me a picture of your AK one of these days.
You didn't see the video I made?
No, I did not see. I looked. I couldn't find it.
It's in the most popular uploads right next to the Korean chick picture video.
Well, then I'll have to go check. I didn't check that part.
Yeah, it's a nice looking one. Spent quite a bit of time getting the color right.
Color is important.
Yeah, vodka and scarlet rit dye and semi-gloss mixture. Bunch of coats.
So if you did get a Desert Eagle, what kind? Which one would you get? What caliber?
44 Magnum.
Okay, because Jesse James was asking.
Yeah, a 50 would be too powerful. And I don't want to break my wrist. So
you don't one-hand it. You're not Duke Nukem. You can't just one-hand it.
Yeah, well, I've seen the what a 44 Magnum did through. I was watching Arlie Emery's, lock and load, and he shot 38, 9mm, 45, and then they hit the 44 Magnum through the ballistic gel, and it was just like shit, man. It doesn't, leave a wound channel. It leaves a underground subway tunnel.
Well, he just wanted to make sure that he got he got No, he got full penetration. That's all it was.
And that was. I mean, just watch the lock and load of a 44 Magnum going through a ballistic gel. It's just nasty.
I believe it.
I mean, I thought 45 was pretty good, but compared to the 44 Magnum, it's just like pinprick. But then
Jesse James says he has a 44 with a 10-inch barrel.
how much?
It's not the new one with the 1913 rail, but it's still the Mark 19.
I don't need a fucking rail. Most handgun fights are at very close range, so
Yeah, don't bring a knife to a gunfight.
don't bring a 380 to a 44 Magnum fight.
No, I'd bring a 45 ACP.
I'd rather have the 44 Magnum. Just looking at the it's just, it leaves 44 Magnum leaves like, it looks like a subway tunnel,
I know, but when all you got is 45, that's all you use.
Well, you take what you got, but 45 is better than poking the eye with a sharp stick.
Yep, those sticks are pointy these days.
Yeah, so I don't know. I've got, I feel like I got so much ammo and guns, but hey, I'm up for one more, so I'll be getting one more, and then I'll, after I stack up enough gold and silver, then I'll, buy myself a battleship. So
Are you going to buy one of those Russian surplus battleships, or just an American
they
one?
stopped selling them.
Did they? I thought they still sold them.
Russians, no. When the Soviet Union broke up, Ukraine sold a bunch of. I mean, they sold the carrier that China has, because all the ships were parked in Ukraine, and so nobody was really in charge. So they just, sold everything,
even though it didn't belong to them.
Hey, the U.S. prints up money, even though they don't have. I mean, this is a crazy world. So I don't know if the next dark age is upon us, but there might be a big die off. So try not to be part of that. That's what happened in the Dark Ages, was the plague, and like half of Europe died when Rome fell. So
yeah, they've still got an island off the coast of Venice that nobody goes to. It had an asylum back in the 20s or 30s, but no one goes to it because it's actually known as Plague Island, because back in the Dark Ages, they would take anyone who had the plague in Venice and send them to that island.
Wow. That's not Corsica. That's something else, right?
It's a small island off of the coast of Venice.
That's not where they sent Napoleon to.
No, Napoleon was sent somewhere else. And I'm strictly just talking the Venice area, the city of Venice, and where they sent all their plague people. They sent it right to that straight island that they called Plague Island.
Yeah. Well, so I'm wondering what the top food the item is going to be when stores run out of food.
Pineapple.
People will eat each other. Cannibalism.
I don't think cannibalism will ever be a thing here in the United States. I don't think so.
Well, they could set up a fast food for it,
Yeah, just like in that one book. What was it called? Soylent Green?
I can't remember.
I think that was the name of the movie, Soylent Green.
Is that what? I don't remember. I don't think I saw that one.
Well, basically, it was they developed a nutrient that gave people all the vitamins and minerals they needed. It turned out that they were just feeding people. If you haven't seen the movie, I just spoiled it. I'm sorry, but it's from like the 60s or 70s. Come on, it's older than me.
I have a gun that's older than you, so think my 1911 is older than you are. So, but
I think my SKS is older than you are, so I think we're even.
Well, yeah, but you didn't buy your SKS brand new.
Well, I'm pretty sure you didn't get your 1911 brand new either.
I did.
Geez, then you might be as old as the SKS.
I hope not, but maybe.
Well, it was made in 56.
I just think the reason, though, the Democrats are going to be all hot and bothered to ban guns, and if Hillary is elected, they'll do it one way or another, is because they know that the currency is going to collapse, and it'll be power comes from the barrel of a gun, and they won't be able to afford to keep the police, pay the police salaries, so there won't be much law and order, and that's why I think they want to pick up everyone's guns, the drop of a hat. But they got a lot of picking up to do because America's got 350 million guns out there. So,
and yes, I'm bringing up another Charlton Heston movie, but guys, come on, he's the former NRA president.
He was Moses. He was Moses.
He was Moses. I know that he's left us for quite a few number of years now, but we have to remember, if the Democrats and the liberals are going to try and take our guns from us, we need to rise up and say, from our cold, dead hands, because that's the only way they're getting those rifles, those guns. They aren't getting it the other way. Trust me.
Yeah, well, I'm not planning on giving mine up, so
there we go.
No matter how many liberals get elected. But so I've been fighting down this little bit of post-dengue congestion with I keep getting the ads for Mucinex, and popping them and on YouTube, I'm like, don't they know I already bought some? Or maybe they do, because it was on my credit card last time I hit Walmart or something.
Maybe she applied for some coupons or something.
I didn't apply for coupons.
You should have. You probably could have gotten them.
Well, I swear this Mucinex piece of phlegm comes on and says, if you don't want to hear this really bad ad, click on the skip button. So I keep clicking on the skip button. So anyway, trying to make it through lock and load here. Slightly under the weather, so thanks for hanging with me, guys. So what have you figured out anything for your tomorrow show, hit and miss?
Hit or miss? No, I have no idea what we're going to do tomorrow. I'm not even sure if you're going to be able to attend the way you're fighting that cold off or whatever it is.
Yeah, so whatever it is. Well, I just don't want to mix the Robitussin and the Mucinex because I don't know what the effects will be. Turn into some weird creature.
That reminds me. My friend got really sick, a few years ago, and he took Robitussin, and then he went on the internet and downloaded a song by some guy, and it was basically a rap song about Robitussin. So.
Funky Comedina, right?
Something like that.
It works, but God, it tastes like crap.
I don't like Robitussin either, but it does work for what it does. I'll give you that. But it's better than what like your parents used. Because when your parents were sick, when they were kids and when they were younger, all they had were like castor oil. You know how nasty that stuff is, right?
No, I mean, I know what fish oil is and olive oil and pumpkin seed oil. I don't know what castor oil. What is castor oil?
Or there was also castorol.
Yeah, but what oil is it?
It's from a plant. I don't know.
Castrol sounds like, isn't that like some kind of synthetic blend for your car?
You'd think that it was, it was some medicine they used back in the day in order to cure colds and whatnot. You know, if you watched like old Bugs Bunny cartoons, or cartoons from those Tom and Jerry cartoons, you'd see the lady giving the cat or somebody castor oil or castor oil because it would help them get better.
Yeah, I think I saw some auto driving racer put that stuff into his engine, but that's
It might have been. I'm not sure. And thank you, No Scope. It's basically it's made by it's made from castor beans, and I don't know what they do and what properties it gives to make you better, or even if it does, if it wasn't just a placebo.
well, hey, when you get sick, you'll pretty much try anything. But
Same with hangovers.
Well, I never had that big of a problem with hangovers.
Well, neither have I, but I've always heard you'll try anything.
Sometimes just wake up with a girl and you don't know how she got in your bed, but like, who are you and how did you get here? But
remember, never get drunk and hang out with a girl that you don't want to see in the light. That's all I have to say on that.
Well, it's hard to remember those rules after 10 Jack and Coke, so.
That is true.
I'm sure this has to do with guns and survival and prepping and the new modern dark age and crusade that's coming. The Trump crusades.
We're calling it urban survival.
Urban survival.
Urban survival.
Well, I'm just trying to imagine Trump as president. It's going to be crazy. It'll be worse if Hillary's president.
Did you hear what they've been saying on the news today?
No, what have they been saying?
Apparently they've been saying that Ted Cruz has more of a chance to be the presidential nominee for the Republicans than Trump is, even though Trump has is very good in the polls, even though he's been good in the polls.
I think in Iowa, he has a lead because he has an evangelical base organization that is working well for him. But Ted Cruz is a very smart guy. I was surprised when I actually heard him talk, in a legal format. He's really intelligent, but, politics and, being a good lawyer are two different things. So
wait. Can a lawyer be a good lawyer?
Like a lawyer, I'm tired of lawyers. I mean, Clinton was a lawyer. Obama's a lawyer. I don't want any more fucking lawyers.
Though I will give it to Ted Cruz. He certainly does know how to make bacon with his AR-15.
Oh, I picked up when I went to Costco. I picked up like 8 pounds of bacon too. So,
wait, aren't you Jewish?
Yeah. Well, so what?
Oh, you're not Orthodox.
No, I am not Orthodox.
Yeah, newsflash, people. Orthodox Jews are the ones that don't eat bacon.
Well, if you're hungry, you'll eat anything, I'm sure the temple will allow dispensations in times of conflict.
Not that we're trying to poke fun at your religion or religious freedom or anything. It's just, you had the menorah up there, so in case anyone didn't get it.
Yeah. No, I'm a Jew. I know who I am. I know what side I'm on, so that's me. That's why I have a Tavor. I'm happy with that. And I'm jealous of Jesse James there. He's getting a new Mikey Hartman optic really soon. First or second week of next month, which is a new year. MH1 is being put out by Command Arms. It's on pre-sale right now for $650, and it's got I don't know if he's getting the remote control for it, but it's got a infrared, I think, remote control. It doesn't have to be directly attached to the optic. I don't know how many. I'm really interested in hearing how it seeing some reviews on it. I wasn't planning on buying it. I'm sticking with my old MSC AQC optic on my Tavor for now. But I am interested in the new one. If I get a rifle that I am going to put another red dot on, I'll get it. But right now it's going to be a bolt action and a scope. Not no red dots on that one. So. All right. So we got anything else to cover? G-Webs. Why don't you talk about what G-Web's show is? Because I was dealing with I have to replace an old rusted out garbage disposal earlier, and so I kind of missed the show. But I had seen the interview of he did like a interview the same person 6 months ago, and I'd seen that one.
Yeah, it was more or less. It was just a tribute to one of the Border Patrol agents that died 5 years ago, back in December of 2010. Of which I wasn't there in December, but I was in Arizona and in the area in September, October of that year. So it's like I was there in the same state at one point. But they were talking to the guy who was part of Operation. Was it? Wide Receiver. It was the precursor sting operation to Fast and Furious. You know that one. And Mike Deddy was talking about his book and about his involvement with Operation Wide Receiver, and how he thought he was the ATF came to him and tried to get him to help them, and they lied to him, telling him that they were getting his help to go and arrest all these.
Lied.
I know. Perish the thought, but the government lied to him, saying that they were getting his help so that they could go and take down these drug cartels that were bringing guns into the country, or bringing drugs into the country, illegal labor, whatever they were doing. They're cartel. They do whatever the hell they want.
So Operation Wide Receiver in Arizona had nothing to do with Larry Fitzgerald, the Arizona Cardinals, right?
No, it was basically the precursor operation to Fast and Furious. You remember that one, right? They had a whole debacle on that and everything. Yeah, this is the one operation that happened before it, but they were technically doing the same thing. And eventually, he caught wind from one of the guys in the ATF that they weren't doing it to take down criminals. The whole program, Fast and Furious and Operation Wide Receiver, was to try and get our guns over into Mexico and have Mexican lives die, so they could blame that American guns were getting over the border so they could institute another assault weapons ban.
They really want our guns bad, don't they?
Yeah. Well, luckily, halfway through, he when he got that tip off, he started, going and double documenting everything. And at one point in time, someone had had broken into his house and tried to delete everything from his hard drives. And luckily, he had a backup.
You don't need to break into somebody's house to do that nowadays.
Well, the ATF did that just so that they could, they would be able to indict him, so they could arrest him and take away his FFL, clean up after themselves. Unfortunately, he kept backups and he was able to get out of all that, and he's still in FFL today. But as he stated before, he's not in FFL at gun shows anymore. So, that's pretty much, the base summary.
So the whole thing that's coming out with the Hillary Clinton email thing is it's not the emails, is that apparently the emails show that she sent weapons to support the Libyan rebels when they were uprising against Gaddafi, and they sent them to Qatar, and the weapons wound up in the hands of the people who killed the Libyan ambassador. So if she's president, she becomes president, then I don't know. I'm just, like I said, I think I'm going to have to open up that thing where people can donate so I could build up my fortress, volcano fortress, and buy a pneumatic jackhammer and dig my underground tunnels network so and just build a fortress up there. So
we need to build a river of lava. So we
there
can
already
build
is one.
we can build a stone bridge over it, and it'd be
A
great.
bridge over troubled lava.
Yes, and if anybody tried to give us trouble over the lava bridge,
You just throw them in the lava.
let God sort them out.
Let Pele deal with them. I think that's pretty much the Hawaiian solution to everything. Let Pele. If you fuck up here on this island, Pele gonna get you.
But it's only that island. What about the other islands?
Well, this is the island that apparently all the gods have moved to because the land's cheaper, I guess.
It's bad when the gods want cheaper land.
Yeah, it's the real estate market, Oh God! And they're building a roundabout in Puna. Nobody is in the state of Hawaii has even seen a roundabout, and they're building one on this critical juncture. And they have some bypass thing that apparently jams up traffic for 10 hours each way in the morning. So people are tourists are gonna hit this roundabout at 60 miles an hour in the dark, not know what's there, and not know how to deal with it, and then just there's gonna be a bunch of stoners driving around in circles. People just stoned out of their mind.
In the chat, Jesse James 10mm auto said a lava moat sounds cool, and I'm glad you agree because we totally need a lava moat on the Hawaii Volcano Squad Hawaii Volcano Compound.
Absolutely, so make sure everybody out there, when I activate the donation button, to send me millions of dollars, and I'll get that pneumatic drill to dig down until we hit lava.
I'll go to Hawaii and help you build it, but that's all I can do. I can help do the labor.
Yeah. Well, I need some crazy fool on the pneumatic drill because those things, those jackhammers just rattle your teeth and your brains. If
you'll need a couple hired guns.
Boom, 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 boom. I mean, those things are nasty. I mean, powerful, and it just rattles your whole it rattles everybody who's standing anywhere within like 10 city blocks of it. Just it's like a pneumatic pile driver into the hard lava rocks.
So are there any new laws or any pro-gun stuff going on in your area? Anything at all that makes things brighter?
I think if we could get everybody to be somehow adopted by a Native Hawaiian family, we could avoid hunt. If you stumble onto somebody else's land, you can avoid being charged with a crime for trespass. If you're hunting, I mean, DLNR just wants to charge everybody with something. They're not really. I don't think they're really trying to protect game animals or anything like that. They just want to. They have a mandate from the governor to seize everybody's guns. So I don't know if we could use this Palama case that the DLNR lost, but we might be able to. There's never anything pro-gun happening in Hawaii. We have like one Republican person in the state house, and the Republican Party is suing the Republican Assembly because they used a sketch of an elephant. So it's just dumb.
Oh no, not a sketch of an elephant. Run for your lives. What kind of bullshit is that?
That's the kind of bullshit that happens in Hawaii.
Poor Hawaii. Poor Hawaii.
Well, if we could get real Republicans out here, it sure would be nice, and get rid of we have like fake Republicans in charge of everything. So
yeah, it sounds familiar. It sounds just like the South Carolina Senate. We've got a bunch of rhinos here. While the South Carolina House, has a whole ton of Republicans, and I mean like pro-gun Republicans. The Senate is led by a rhino who's technically anti-gun. but he's not anti-gun where he wants to take your guns away. He's anti-gun in the fact that he was a Democrat at one point, and he supports the right to have the Second Amendment and bear arms. He just doesn't support your right to open carry, constitutional carry. He only supports your right to conceal carry if you pay the government money.
Well, I sure hope the United States government makes it through somehow, because this Constitution and Bill of Rights that we have is really great, and no other country has this stuff. And if the government, if the Constitution doesn't survive, neither will the government. If the government and the Constitution and the people all need each other to survive, and I think humanity needs the Constitution to survive. It's a wonderful set of rights we have. I just hope people don't forget that it's part of the best thing about America, because we immigrate so many people in here, nobody knows what it is anymore.
Yep. And remember, we are the world's melting pot. So some of us Americans have, a family tree that's branches all over Europe, even in Asia too.
Yeah. Melting pot should be reserved for, forging swords and, melting lead for ammo, I guess. But
we're America, so we do things differently.
Yeah, ain't life grand?
Well, in some parts.
Yeah, well, I hope the Dark Age doesn't destroy us all completely. But so I've been stacking up my canned food, my ammo. If you guys watch my channel, I've got quite a nice stack of ammo, and plenty of long guns and pistols.
Have you shown your food supply yet?
I haven't done a food. Do people actually want to see pictures of, cans of canned food? Really?
Well, they want to see how you have it arranged. Like, do you have it nice set up, or do you have everything just shoved in one corner?
Hey, man, right now you do not want to see a picture of my kitchen, because the garbage disposal's busted, and I can't wash any dishes, and believe me, it won't be pretty.
Hey, man, I'm thinking about having to go and buy a garbage disposal and put one in my sink, because I'm gonna have to get one for a septic tank. Because
my garbage disposal unit is probably like 20 years old, so it's all rusted, and it wasn't stainless steel in the first place. So
it's a rusted Hawaiian, garbage disposal. That's why it failed.
No, I think it's called a incinerator or something like that.
Oh, so it's Chinese.
20 years old. I don't know if we got that stuff from China 20 years ago. How long have we been selling our soul to China for? Has it been 10 years or 15? I don't know if it's been 20.
It's been a long time. It might be 20.
All right. Well, so I don't think there's too much Second Amendment stuff happening here. We got too many Democrats. So is there any other topics we're going to cover, except maybe I'm getting a CZ bolt action 527 carbine, and
you want me to make a look?
You're going to mail me your 44 Desert Eagle or something.
No. That was Jesse James saying that he's got a Deagle. He's going to mail you.
Oh man, that would be so awesome.
Watch his response. He's like, I'm not mailing it to anyone.
Shoots. Well, yeah, it's like I don't know, but I'm glad somebody in the chat here has a Desert Eagle, because 44 Magnum. I mean, when I saw that, on Arlie Emery's Lock and Load on American Heroes channel, when I saw that thing going through the ballistic gel, it was just, it was like, it didn't even compare. It wasn't a wound channel. It was a subway tunnel. It's like a car driving through the gel or something.
Okay, I can't find anything of interest. But on one last note, I have to ask. I'm going to go see it. How many of you, or just you, Hawaii Volcano Squad yourself, are you going to go see the new Star Wars movie? Have you thought about it yet?
I thought about it today when I saw the story about, Melissa Harris Perry from MSLSD saying Star Wars was racist because Darth Vader is black or something. So, and then when they take his helmet off, his skin is white somehow. So,
Oh, that makes it all better, right?
no, that's because that's when he decides to become good again. So she thought it was racist. It doesn't make sense to me, but that's the only time I even thought about Star Wars. I don't think so. I might see it. I don't know. It depends how much they want to charge. I'm not going to be like first in line, so I guess I'll get all the spoilers or something.
Jesse James says he's not going to break ATF rules just to smell you his deagle. So you're on your own.
I can give you an FFL to send it to. It's not a problem. How much does he want for it?
Well, that's between you and him. I'm not going to be the middleman here. You and him figure it out on your own time.
I appoint you middleman.
No.
All right. Well, I'll talk to Jesse in the chat after we close down the broadcast.
We still got like 11 minutes until it's been an hour. So,
well, we can cut it short if if I'm a little under the weather and I'm on Mucinex and the Robitussin. So,
oh man, that tussin.
Comedina.
All right. You're right. I guess we can call it if you want.
Yeah. Well, it's been an interesting week. Just want to wish everyone, a peaceful and happy and blessed holiday, and I hope we can get all the guns and ammo you want, and have a lot of safe times out there and fly under the radar. And this is Y Volcano Squad signing off from Kona, Hawaii, where the Huma Huma Nuku Nuku Apu A'a swim on by.